What's up everybody, this is Yair and today we are going to learn how to draw Itachi Uchiha. Okay, so today we are going to learn how to draw Itachi Uchiha from Naruto. If you'll check the description box, you can see all the materials I'm using for this tutorial along with Amazon product links. As you can see, I already drew a perfect square. Each side is 6 centimeters, but you can draw it in any size you want to. Just make sure to use a suitable paper size. So we are going to draw Itachi in a frontal pose. I'm gonna start by adding this guideline, just so I can keep the right proportions for the eyes. Next I'm gonna draw the shape of his face. Next I'm gonna draw the eye by using 4 lines. Then I'm gonna refine it by adding the eyelashes. And I'll place the iris at the center. We'll add the pupil and the tomas for the sharingan. If you want to see a more detailed tutorial specifically on how to draw Itachi's eye, you can check out my tutorials playlist. Next I'm gonna draw his upper eyelid. And then we'll draw the eyebrow simply by drawing 2 lines. And we'll add the cheek marks again by using 2 diagonal lines. I'm gonna do a quick adjustment real quick and place the eyebrow a bit to the right, just because I want to have more gap between one eyebrow to the next. Now the reason I didn't add details to the edge of his eye is because I'm gonna cover it later on with some hair. That being said, I'm gonna do the same process for the left side, only now I'm gonna add more detail to the eyelashes, just like that. So as you can see, 2 pointy edges at the bottom and 3 on the top. Next, I'm gonna draw his nose simply by drawing 2 commas to mark the nostrils. And to create the mouth, I'm gonna draw a really squashed up M, the letter that is. And we'll draw the bottom lip. Awesome, next I'm gonna draw his headband, just by drawing 2 curves. And now we can focus on his glorious hair. So I'm gonna start with the locks of hair covering his left side, and we'll do that simply by drawing 2 curves for each lock of hair. As you can tell, we got the wind coming from the right side, just to add a nice dramatic effect. And we are going to close it all the way here. Now we'll add the locks of hair for the left side. And we'll close it with a nice curve, just like that. And I think I'm gonna make the shape of his face a bit wider, just a bit. Some adjustments. I'm gonna indicate the ear, draw 2 curves to create the neck. And now we are going to focus on the headband. So I'm gonna draw 2 curves to create the metal plate. And 1 more curve here to create some thickness. Next we are going to draw the leaf village symbol just by drawing a swirl. How the f do you say that?
Swirly line.
Swirly line. And adding 2 curves right there. We're going to give it some thickness. And we're going to cross it. Just like that. Now I'm gonna indicate the hair behind his back just by drawing a curve. And now we can move on to the torso. So I'm gonna draw the trap muscles. Then I'm gonna draw 2 curves to create the collar. And we're going to surround it around the head. Draw the shoulder. And we'll do the same for the left side, only this side will appear slightly to the left because of the wind. The shoulders should be a bit lower in my opinion, so I'm just gonna fix it. Now I'm gonna add some creases and we'll draw his shirt underneath. As you can see, I'm simply drawing some lines and crossing them to create a net. And to finish this sketch, we're going to add his necklace. So again, drawing a nice curve, just like that. Then I'm gonna draw 2 circles and add 2 bumps, 1 on each side. Okay, and we'll do the same to create 2 more. Awesome, so we are done with the sketching. Now we are ready for the inking process. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take the 0.1 black pen and just go all over the lines really carefully. I'm gonna try to do it with one going as much as possible. I'm gonna rotate the page so I can have my natural hand movement. That's important. And if you feel cold and you want to practice before you do the inking process, just grab a paper, scramble, go all over the lines until you feel more comfortable. Now for the face, I'm gonna use 0.05 just because I want to be more accurate, and I'm probably gonna use it for the headband and the metal plate as well. Okay, so once we are done with the inking process, I'm gonna take the notorious charcoal eraser and get rid of all the lead. And I'm also gonna use the eraser stick for the stubborn areas. Make sure to clean it very well, because if you don't, you might smear the lead using your markers later on, and that might ruin the drawing, so be careful. Awesome, so once it's clean and shiny, we can start using the Copic markers. So for those who don't know, Copic markers are alcohol based markers, which means they blend very well. If you'll check the top left of the screen, you can see the exact number of Copic I'll be using. However, if you don't have any Copic markers, you can just use color pencils or a regular HB2 pencil for shading. For this drawing, the light source will come from the left side, which means the right side will be darker. I'm gonna start by coloring the cloak. We'll use gray tones for that, and with fast brush strokes in the direction of the shape, I'm gonna fill this entire area. Next, I'm gonna use a darker tone, C7, and mark all the shaded areas. Now I'm gonna use the same marker, I'm gonna add more layers, and that way I get a darker tone. I can use it to create the creases, for example. Then I'm gonna go back to the brighter tone again, C5, and I'm gonna do some blending. Next I'm gonna take the colorless blender, that's number 0, and I'm gonna soak some of the ink from the edge just to create a nice highlight. And I think I'm gonna use an even darker tone, which will be a very dark purple gray, just to create more contrast, and then I'm gonna blend it with C7 and C5. Awesome, and now I'm gonna color the right side. This side is gonna be darker, so I'm not gonna use C5, I'm gonna start with C7, the darker tone. Again, adding more layers to create more shade. Then I'm gonna use the darkest tone, the dark purple we talked about. And finally, I'm gonna smooth all those colors with blending. Awesome, so I'm gonna do the same process for the color. And this time I'm gonna use another tone, a purple gray color, and I'm gonna blend all those colors. And now we can color the shirt underneath. So I'm gonna start by coloring the frame. We'll add some shade and then blend it. And I'm gonna add some more shade at the edges. Awesome, next I'm gonna color the net with a bright purple gray, and with a darker tone I'm gonna create some shade and we'll blend it once again. Awesome, and now we're moving to the red tones to color the rest of the color. So I'm just gonna fill this entire area, then use a darker red to create some shade, and I'll blend it. Now for this side I want to get a brighter tone at the edge, again to create a nice highlight, so I'm gonna use a brighter tone first. Then I'll use R27, a darker tone, and again I'm gonna color with the direction of the shape. Next I'm gonna use R29, an even darker tone. We are going to blend the colors once again. And then I'm gonna use the darkest tone, R59. Awesome, and we'll do the same for the right side. Next, we are going to color the necklace. I'm gonna start with C3, then add C5, a darker tone. I'm gonna blend them again using C3, and then I'm gonna use the colorless blender to create a nice highlight at the edge, simply soaking the ink just like that. Now we can move on to the skin color. So I'm gonna use 3 tones for the skin. We'll start with E00, and I'm simply gonna cover this entire area. Now as you can see, I'm coloring with circles, that way I can get more ink on the paper in order to get a more solid look. Next I'm gonna use a darker tone, and I'll mark the shaded areas from his head. And we'll create another shaded area by using E02 or E11. And just like I said before, if you want to get a darker tone, you can just add one more layer. So that's what I'm gonna do. And you guessed it right, we're going to do some blending to smooth those transitions. And as you can see, I'm not covering all the area because I want to get a nice highlight right on the left side. Awesome, next we are going to color the face. So again, just like before, I'm gonna color with circles. I'm gonna fill the entire area, and I'm gonna add more layers in order to create a darker shade. So as you can see, I'm leaving some light on the areas that sticks out more, for example the cheeks. Next we'll use the darker tone to mark the shaded areas. And of course we'll do some blending. Now I'm gonna add a very light shade of a pale grape, that's a very light purple gray, I guess. And of course don't forget to add some shade to the ear. Awesome, so we are done with the skin color. Now I'm gonna color the hair. We'll start with a very dark purple gray. Now I'm gonna use a very bright purple for the highlighted areas. Next I'll use BV23, again a purple gray color, and as you can see, with fast brush strokes I'm gonna leave some blank areas for the highlighted areas. Just covering this entire area, and I'm gonna leave some highlighted areas on the right side as well. We'll add the darkest tone again, BV29. gonna go back to BB25 again for this area. We'll add some more shade in the middle. Blend it, of course. And I'm gonna blend those highlighted areas so we can get a nice gradient. Awesome, I'm satisfied with the way it turned out, and now we can move on to the headband. We'll use a different purple for that, of course. And I'm gonna use different purple tones to get the accurate look of Itachi's headband. So another tip for you guys, you can use different colors, blend them together to create a new tone. Awesome, once we are done with the fabric, we can move to the metal plate. So I'm gonna use C1, a very bright gray. As you can see, I'm leaving some blank areas just to get a nice highlight for the plate, and I'm adding more layers to create a darker shade. Next I'm gonna use C3 to create more contrast. We'll color all the dents, and I'll use C5 to create a darker shade. And of course we're gonna finish it with some more blending. Next I'm gonna use the same color to create a nice shade for the eyes. And now we are going to color the sharingan. So I'm gonna use 3 tones of red for that. We'll start with R5, just fill in this entire area. Then we'll use a slightly darker tone. We'll use the darkest tone, R59, and just surround it. And then we'll use blending again with the mid-tone. And to finish up, I'm gonna use the colorless blender again. I'll create a nice highlight simply by soaking the ink. Just gonna tap it a bit. Some small taps. And we are done! Everybody! So this is how you draw Itachi Uchiha from Naruto. I hope you guys and girls enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section. If you want to see more tutorials, hit the thumbs up, share the video with your friends, and subscribe to my channel. I upload new videos every weekend. If you want to buy some of my art, check out my Redbubble shop. The link is in the description box. That's it for today. Thanks a lot for watching. Keep being awesome, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.